we're going to go on to something that is more bicep focused. Let me find Bethany. Bethany, the bench is back. Okay, again, I'll show you a few options. We're going to do a single arm bicep curl with the band, and we can do with dumbbells as well. For this one, you're just going to stand towards the edge of one side. Now, probably a slightly thinner band for this exercise. Something as thick as the one behind me is going to be probably a little too tough, but find one that works for you. We have the palm facing up towards the ceiling, chest tall, shoulder back. Now we're bending at the elbow, but keep the upper arm against you. We slowly come down and extend. Again, watch the posture, ribs towards the hips, so we're not arching excessively through the mid-trunk, shortening the distance between the ribs and the hips. Bringing the palm up towards the shoulder. As you can see, my forearm is not very long, so it doesn't quite get there, but you go to where you can. Slowly on the way down, and you should feel the bicep shortening. So this is the muscle working here, yeah? Watch that this guy is down. We don't want this shrugging too much. This is not the exercise, okay? Nice and tall, slowly down. Of course, then you would repeat on the other side. I forgot to mention push-ups. Really, it's up to you. If you found a good surface where you can work the technique and you can get 12 to 15 repetitions with really good technique, go for that. If you're kind of starting going toes to the ground and knees up to the ground for the first time, or if you've not done that for very long, you're going to be starting more like 6 repetitions. And 6 is probably going to be leaving you quite shaky. So really the push-up one is a difficult one to gauge, but find something that's challenging, but still sustainable in terms of technique. So we always want the technique to be at least an 8 out of 10 quality. If you can do that for 6 reps, you do that for 6 reps. If you can do that at a higher surface and elevated for more like 10 reps, 12 reps, then that's what you work with. With regards to the bicep curl, I would imagine you should be able to do 12 to 15 repetitions without too much stress there. With the dumbbells, we can do both arms at the same time, or if you have a band which has handles on the end, so sometimes bands are a nice big long cord in the center and they have like a little triangular shaped handle on each side, then you would just stand in the middle and you could do curls that way. So then you could do both sides at the same time as well, as we are about to do with the dumbbells themselves. So from here, I like to add a little twist, so you're working both facets of the muscle, because a bicep has 2 heads, hence bi. So you're going to twist as you pull up, twist on the way down. So you start with the thumbs facing forwards, thumbs go out to the sides as you curl, and you want to focus on lengthening at the elbow. So the elbow should stay under the shoulder as we come up. We don't want the elbow moving too far backwards on the way down, because then we're going to lose the tension from this muscle. So really it's about folding here. Remember that tube of toothpaste before we had on our hips? It's now here. And you squeeze the toothpaste out of the tube, keep the elbow beside you, not drifting away, twist on the way down. Again, watch your posture. We're not standing like this. Pull your ribs to your hips, glutes on, chest tall, always, always, always. And that's it. If you want to do one arm at a time, go for it. If you want to save time, do both at the same time. If your elbows feel a little stuck in the bent over rows or in the bicep curls, go back to this little exercise from the warm-up, and you may want to repeat the shoulder dislocations, which we did with Sally the stick and Tamara the towel, okay? But otherwise that's part 2. No, we forgot an exercise. One more exercise, my apologies. Triceps. We're back to the bicep, we're going on to the tricep now, so the back of the arm. This one is a little trickier to do with a band, but I think I figured it out. So, you're going to step backwards into the band. So, now got my heel on the band. Then from here, you want a lighter band if you have one, so with lesser resistance. We're going to pull this up, and we're going to have a little bend to the elbow. We're trying to keep the elbow relatively over the shoulder. So not too far forwards, yeah, just a little bit further back. Still keeping that core on, and from here we're going to extend at the elbow. So we're using the tricep to straighten and then come back down. Not all the way back down, not touching your neck, not that far. We want to kind of end up here and come down a bit below 90 degrees, yeah? Trying to keep the elbow relatively stable so that it's the tricep working, not the shoulder. You will have a split stance here, so you will have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, both feet nice and flat, and then of course you repeat on the other side. For this one, more like 12 each arm, and then building up to 15 before increasing the repetitions. The final variation of that, aside from using heavy water bottles, if you have some 2-liter water bottles that you can fill, we will use with dumbbells. If you have a bench or a surface you can use as a bench, amazing. If not, you can do it on the ground, it's okay. And so we're pulling the weights up towards you. Now, this is actually really important, more so than the exercises, how to safely handle the weights, okay? So start seated. Start with the weights either beside you or on top of your legs, and your legs are going to help you. So you're going to bring the knees up as you roll down, and now I've already got my elbow under my wrist, and that's a pretty safe position, which is super important. From here, we're going to push up, so wrists are over the shoulders, and we're bending backwards at the elbow, either side of the head, and then straightening. Now, I would not advise you use 10 kilos for this. I would definitely not advise that. More like 3 to 6 kilos for those who are really experienced, and then going up from there. 10 kilos is quite substantial, okay? So just FYI on that. So weights either side of the head, coming back just below 90, like with the band, and then extending. Elbows in line with the shoulders. Nice strong core, making sure that we're folding from here. We're not moving too much from the shoulder. So the weight should not travel backwards so much as it travels down. Tricep on to extend, okay? Folding at the elbow, choose toothpaste, squeeze the toothpaste, and then squeeze the tricep to extend. Watch that you're not using the wrist too much. We want to keep that pretty straight and still. And of course, watch your head, because we do not want to drop these weights on your head. So if you're a little unsure about that, go down and wait. Now, if you're on the floor, it's very safe to bring the weights in towards you and drop them on the floor. So let me show you that again, just for safety. I'm big on safety. So this is to start. Very safe position. We go up from here. Now when you're finished, you bring the weights into the chest. If you're on the ground, it should be pretty safe to pull the weights on the ground from there. Unless you have really bad shoulders, I would then sit up with the weights. But this is not too far of a distance to the floor from here, and the body should be perfectly safe to do that. So these, again, with weights, we're going about 12 repetitions. We give you a little burn in these little muscles back here, and that should do the trick. You then have a drink, of course, have at least a minute's rest before going back to the bend over rows with Bethany the band, back to the push-ups or your isometric bent elbow plank, your bicep curls, and then tricep extension for 3 to 5 rounds total. And I'll see you in the next video.